I think I figured out the ultimate 40-gallon breeder top tank basking area. So this is my Diamondback Terrapin. I think he's around 16 years old. I don't really remember. He's been in the family for a while. He was my sister's, and he was my mom's, and then I took him in. This tank is about done, so I figured I'd show the setup that I figured out before I switch him to a 75 gallon, which he'll be in the rest of his life. And I was trying to look online, find some stuff. I found a bunch of stuff where people make an entire top tank out of egg crate or whatever. I don't like the way it looks. And then there's some things that you can buy that are like turtle topper things or whatever. Didn't like those either. So I was measuring and I realized that these cheap shelves from Home Depot are essentially the exact same dimensions as a 40-gallon breeder. So what I did is, they come flat packed. The legs, I cut the legs down to whatever length I wanted, and you can leave them super long if you want to, or chop them down shorter, whatever you want to do. And then wrap the whole thing with hardware cloth. Cut half of one of the shelves, and then the ramp is actually part of the shelf that was cut out, and it's just zip tied back to it with egg crate on top there, so it's easier for him to get around. There's a piece of slate back there, and then it would be fine just to leave sitting on top, if it's just the turtle or whatever. But I have cats who are little menaces, so these actually kind of hook on there, and they keep it in place. Those are, if I remember right, they're meant for hanging like big picture frames. It's just some random stuff I had sitting in the garage I cut down and used. Then there's cutouts for the filter, which is a CJ Whale 500, which is pretty overkill for a 40 gallon, but better safe than sorry. Ran out of hardware cloth, it's just stuff I had laying around, so didn't have enough, so I had to do that, which who cares? It's fine. The top is a metal grate, mainly because of, again, the cats. And then we got UVB. This is the top shelf is cut out completely so light can go through. I didn't want to have any problems with like the heat bulbs messing with it or anything. One of the things I would do if I remade this is I would actually, so the bottom one I would flip over because that would drop it quite a bit. It would drop them pretty close down to the water. It's not really a problem. So he's always dove off of stuff. He used to have different filters where he'd climb up above the water and then dive off. It's, I don't know, maybe like a 4-inch drop, which, he can get going pretty quick. So that's one of the reasons why this is so clear down here. I don't want him diving in and hitting rocks or anything like that. But yeah, it's a pretty solid setup. It's super simple, easy to make. The only thing is this stuff will grab you like right there. That got me this morning. So trim it back or wrap it with something. I also thought about on the front, instead of all hardware cloth, is just do hardware cloth to the around the corners where it's flat again, and then do like an acrylic door here, which would be super easy to do. You just have to get some hinges and latches or magnets or whatever, which would make it a lot easier to get in there. But so far I've been running this setup for, I don't know, 6 months or so, and he loves it. Gets up there. He's obviously shedding a bunch right now, so there's some of it back there. But overall, the shelf I think was $50, and then I needed more shelves anyway, so I ended up with 3 shelves and this top tank setup. So, I mean, if you need a couple shelves and you also need to do like a basking area, it's really easy. It's You can make it as tall as you want. You can make it as short as you want. You know, but really simple stuff. Looks a lot better than egg crate, in my opinion. It's in my living room, so I don't want it to look awful. I don't like the yellow on it, but you know, you could cover that up or whatever. And the plastic, I did look it up. The plastic is totally safe. It's the same stuff they use for all kinds of aquarium stuff. I don't remember what it was, but it was safe. So what's up, dude?